Well, good afternoon to you. I hope you're all alright. Don't you think now the weather's getting a bit warmer? I went in the garden a bit yesterday, had a look at the snowdrops and had a look at the daffodils coming on. The roses are all coming out in bloom, coming up now. A bit of leaves and all coming on them. They're lovely. Give you hope, doesn't it? Give you a bit of hope. It's going to be fine. It's going to be right. Let's just stay safe. Don't take too much of what's going on. We know it's going on, but don't let it bother you too much. I just say, just look out your window and see what you can see in your garden. See what you can see outside. And think, oh, it's lovely. Yep. Even getting warmer as well. And I think it perks us up a bit. Be a bit positive about what we can do. What we can do. I mean, the fact that we aren't locked in, but we're in a bit. But that won't hurt. That won't hurt us. We're safe. We're safe. Anyhow, I'm going to do this one I wrote myself some time ago. I call this one Ben Hur. Well, says I to myself, another night out when Feather get some broccoli. See, down west here, we call them broccoli, not cauliflower. Anyhow, Father and Mother and us children, we'd live up in a 2 down and 2 up house at the end of a long lane. So we used to sell broccoli and cabbages and other seasonal veggies on the little stall outside of the front door. Mother kept an eye out, she was buying this out to keep food on the table. Mother used to say people came for miles to buy our fresh veg. Of course, when Father come home from work and had his tea, right, boys, he'd say, let's get some fresh veggies. I could never understand why we had to go out in the dark evenings in winter to get veggies. Father used to say that because broccoli and cabbages had hurts, and 'tis better to cut 'em when 'tis dark, so as to not to hurt them feelings. We always went into different fields every time, all over the place. My job was to hang on to the donkey and cart near the gate and whistle if anyone was around. If anyone stopped to speak, I'd always say the donkey was having a rest. We'd load up the cart with our fresh veggies, take 'em home, tidy 'em up a bit, ready for the stall in the morning. But first job when I got home was to make sure everybody had been to the lave down bottom of the garden. Bucket and chuck it. Remember it, do I? Of course, we stored all our fresh veggies in the lave overnight to keep them nice and fresh for the morning. One night out in the fields, Feather fell down. Leg all blowed up like a quilkin. We had enough veggies, so on we to go. Next day, Father said 'tis time for Decky, my older brother, and me to start learning to drive donkey and cart. Of course, Decky had a third eye, so he saw 2 of everything. Hitch up the young un, says Father. That's Ben, the new donkey, and we'll take him down the lane for a good outing. Before we went, Father hollered into scullery at Mother. What's for tea tonight? Pastas, she replied. God, I thought to myself, I'll be waiting for that, 'cause my innards is cracking. Donkey all harnessed up, Father says, I'll go with you, boys, to show you the ropes. Decky, you do the first bit going down the lane. See, I was a bit flummoxed, 'cause Father had a clothes peg on his nose. What's that for? I asked Father. Well, see, boys, they spreading dung along here, these fields, and it affects my breathing. Faster we went, the worse the smell. Little did Decky and myself nor Mother used to feed the donkeys all the leftover broccoli and cabbages for their tea. Luckily, Father didn't light up his pipe, I thought to myself. Suddenly, Ben took the heels, gone like a whippet he was, down a bumpy lane. Cart was going from side to side. Decky, strong as a horse, and a face screwed up like a Fisher ferret, was pulling on them reins, but no good. I was holding on to Father's swollen leg, and he was hollering like a banshee, like in the film Ben Hur we was. In some caudle, I tell 'ee. Then out of the corner of my eye, I see Mrs. Teddywinkle crossing the lane. We'd a call her that, 'cause butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. I hollered to her, but she never see bean or ball, looking at us like a stewed owl. Of course, Decky, with a third eye, had to go into the ditch over we went. Feather straight over the edge into a field full of broccoli. Ben broke loose and galloped home. Father stood up, looking a bit wished, said to Decky and me, Nice broccoli in them fields here. Have to come down here one dark night. So long, I haven't got time to stop now. See again, bit prickly. Now this here is another one by Ken Gill. No smoking. The doctor said, look, I'm not joking. You must pack up all this smoking. You're as bad a case as I have seen. You must be full of nicotine. Still, from now on, it's up to you. I merely told you what to do. But if you're wise and pay heed to me, or you'll puff your way to purgatory. Oh, the doctor put it very clear, and I felt a stab of panic, fear. I felt more than a bit depressed, so I promised him I'd do my best. With his warning as my guide, I did my best, and oh my God, I tried to carry my smokeless cross, but I was hopeless, helpless, lost. Without me roll, without me fag, without the morning's first deep drag. I was in a state, I'm telling you, couldn't find things for my hands to do. I nibbled my nails, sucked my thumb, got the wads of chewing gum. Had the shakes, developed the twitch, started scratching where I didn't itch. Guzzled grub, quaff quarts of ale, but 'tweren't no use, I had to fail. Yes, all that suffering was all in vain, 'cause I started smoking once again. Mind you, I think of the doctor, the words he spoke, when I cough in the mornings, fit to choke, when it clears my throat, and it's black as coke. But I've made my choice, and when I croak, well, I'll go out in a cloud of smoke. Thank you very much.